Hello everyone, or should I say awamya, because the topic of today's video is my accent. Before I start talking about my accent and different perceptions of it in the UK, I just want to start and say there's no right or wrong way to speak. People will say to you things like speak proper or speak properly, but there isn't a right or wrong way. So my accent quite generally is the Black Country accent. It's not far from Birmingham in the West Midlands of the UK. And it's not a Brummie accent. It can be similar, but it's not a Brummie accent. Some features of my accent would be that we have no trap bath split. What that means is we don't say those words differently. So I pronounce things like trap or, I don't know, catch the same way as I say grass, bath, dance. If you say dance or bath, things like that, that's very southern, that is. And that's not a feature of our accent, so we will always use the short A, trap, bath, catch, dance. There is also no foot strut split, so this means that words like put and but I pronounce the same. Perhaps if you've got a particularly strong Black Country accent, you might say put, but, things like that. And in other parts of England, they do have a distinction between these words, so they might say put and but. So as you can hear, there's a slight difference in the U sound there. I'm not the best at doing these. We also have no NG coalescence, and this bit confused me at first because I didn't think there were different ways of saying these words, so words with NGs in them. So in words like singer, finger, thing, words like this, we pronounce the ng as one ng. Whereas in other parts of the UK, this is a bit hard for me to understand as well, but they'll say like singer, finger, like that, and we say singer, finger. Does that make sense? Our accent is also non-rhotic, so what this means is we don't have like the American R, which is like car. You know, they say that R at the end where we say car. What other words are there? Drawer. Draw. Words like that, basically. If you've got a stronger Black Country accent, you might say cold with a W instead of an L, so I'm really cold instead of I'm really cold. I think that's how you say cold. And another feature that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is a standard feature, but THs, so the thorn, will be pronounced as fawn, like that. I did English language A levels, so we did cover a lot of things about accents and things like this, so this sort of stuff is quite natural to me, but if it's a bit confusing, just say and I'll try and clarify in the comments.
Hello, editing Savannah here, editing in bed as you can see. I just wanted to mention another feature of the Black Country accent and Brummie accent as well that I forgot to mention. It's called a glottal stop, and that means in words like bottle, we say bottle. So there's a stop there, if you can hear that, bottle. So like when you say Hawaii, can you feel that there's like a sort of stop there? And that is something we do in words like, I'm trying to think of words that aren't bottle. Letter. Have you sent a letter yet? Like that. Even at the end of words then, like when I said yet. Have you sent a letter yet? So yeah.
So that's my accent. But we're going to talk about something called code switching now, and this is a more subtle thing for me, but I will subtly change my accent depending on who I'm talking to, and this is because the Black Country accent isn't viewed in a very positive light in the UK. It's viewed as being quite an ugly accent. People don't like it. People think that people with Black Country accents might be lazy and things. People have all these prejudices, and I'll talk more about that when I get onto classism and things concerning the accent. But for now I'm going to talk about code switching. So because a lot of people from the Black Country, from Birmingham, we know that our accents are viewed as, you might call it common, you know, not very nice. So when we're perhaps going for job interviews, or we're speaking to an audience, or like I'm speaking to you on the camera, we'll try and speak a bit nicer. I say nicer. We'll try and speak a bit more like this, you know, enunciate all your words just like I am now. And so perhaps on camera right now I'm enunciating my words a bit more than I might be if I'm just talking with my friends. but I also code switched to an interesting extent at home and at university. So it's switched around for me in that whilst I'm at home and talking to people from the Black Country, I enunciate my words a lot more. So I will try and pronounce all the T's at the end of my but and things like that. When I say but, I'll say but instead of but, or bottle instead of bottle. I think subconsciously perhaps the reason why I speak more enunciated and posher at home is because I guess I'm trying to stand out from other people in the area, perhaps. I don't know. I think because a few comments have been made about like people's accents in the area, everyone's like, oh, you speak common, you know, you don't speak very nicely to other people. I think I know that I want to speak nicely subconsciously. Perhaps it could be a looking for approval thing, I don't know. But it's interesting because at university I speak more Black Country, so I'll say but a lot more instead of but. You know, I might say cold even, things like that. And I think I do that because at university, especially because of my friendship group, most of us are state school educated and things, it's a bit of an us versus them thing. I think at university where it's state school kids versus privately schooled kids and things, and I think I want to speak a bit more Black Country to fit in there, to be like, I'm not like one of them posh people who are out of touch with how to live or whatever, you know, I'm in touch, I'm down with the kids, I'm from the streets, I am. So I think in that sense at university my accent does become a lot more like regional Black Country, like, yeah, I'm common. It's a really interesting thing, and yeah, feel free to theorise about why I speak like that and things. Another thing related to that is when I first went to uni, I was surprised at the amount of southern accents I came across. Like, I know like 14% of the population of the UK is from London or whatever, but that's still a massive percentage who aren't from London. And you would often hear these southeast accents a lot, people from Surrey, you know, the home counties, Buckinghamshire, places like that. Yeah, I don't know, I think regional dialects like the Black Country accent are often seen as a lot more friendly and down to earth and things, so it could be because of that as well. Okay, right, moving on to classism and how my accent is viewed within the UK. An interesting trend is that it tends to be the accents of industrial cities that are viewed unfavourably, so it's not just the Black Country accent, but obviously our neighbours, the Brummie accent. The Brummie accent is very often voted the worst accent in the UK. The Scouse accent as well, people don't tend to like accents from places like Hull as well. And these are all industrial places that did a lot in the Industrial Revolution, and it's an interesting trend that it's those that are viewed as the ugly sounding ones. The exceptions to this within the UK I think would be in South Wales and Northern Ireland. Both of those were also quite big in the Industrial Revolution, yet those are viewed as being like nice accents. If you've got a Valleys accent like this, or if you've got a Northern Irish accent, which I'm not even going to attempt, even though they're industrial places, they're the exceptions to being viewed unfavourably. And I think that's because they are Celtic nations, and having their own languages, they naturally have their own sort of accents when they speak English. This is just a very, very not really thought out hypothesis, so let me know what you think on that. But as I can definitely see a trend of the industrial cities being viewed as the ones with the worst accents, at least within England. And another reason why people think the Brummie accent or the Black Country accent is ugly and they don't like it is because they think from hearing the accent that we're lazy. When we say things like bottle, that's viewed as being lazy, like you can't be bothered to say bottle. But interestingly, that's actually not the case, because it actually takes a lot more muscles to do a glottal stop saying bottle than it does to say bottle. So you try it now, when you say bottle, you have to use more muscles to say it than bottle. So it doesn't actually seem to be lazy at all. So that's really interesting. And another thing is Brummie speakers tend to have intonation at the end of their sentences, perhaps like they're asking a question like, what's going on there? That was probably a really bad Brummie accent, but they'll often tend to do that. and that's viewed as a bit lazy as well, I think, for some reason. And yeah, I think a lot of these things could definitely be to do with classism and viewing behaviour, because as you can see, there's a stereotype that we're lazy, but that's not the case. We're actually perhaps putting in even more effort into our speech when we're using our regional accents than other people from other parts of the UK are. So yeah, that's it really. Just some interesting thoughts about my accent and how it's viewed and things, but I'd really be interested to hear your thoughts. I know a lot of you guys watch my videos from outside the UK, so I wonder what you think of my accent and things. I think it would be really interesting to show people who've never heard any English accents before, like the Brummie accent, the Black Country accent, see what they think of it.
Hello, Editing Savannah again here. I just also wanted to ask whether you think accents that are viewed as ugly and from industrial places, do you think that's anything to do with classism, where places where often the working class were, like in Birmingham and Liverpool and Hull? This is where you had all the workers who were basically working class, whereas the upper class tended to live in the countryside or in richer areas of London and things. And obviously those accents tend to be regarded as nice, whereas the working class accents aren't regarded as nice. So what do you think? Do you think it could be to do with classism? Do you think there's an inherent aesthetic value to certain accents? Let me know.
But yeah, let me know what you think about different accents and what you think about the perceptions, how you perceive these accents and things, and yeah. Okay, cool, and I'll see you soon. Bye.